Hello and welcome to Edge News. As winter draws in, farming contractors are looking to diversify to ensure cash flow. In this vein, NJN farms are building hydroponic greenhouses. It is understood these greenhouses will be operational by the end of this month. In related news, NJN farms have been warned by the Environmental Agency for pumping water directly from the lake instead of using the water station just outside their farm. Well, that is all for now. Over to Andy Silver for the weather.
Thank you, Jackie. Hello and welcome to Edge Weather. The weather today will be settled, overcast, clearing by late afternoon. Temperatures will range from 4 to 10 degrees Celsius. Medium term, the weather in December is looking to be mixed, ranging from a mild 13 degrees to a very cold minus 30 degrees Celsius. This has been Andy Silver for Edge Weather. Have a great day.
Well, hello and welcome to Edgewater Farm. This is episode 4. And just having a look at the contracts. We have contracts on field 32 and field 42. Start off with 32, it's quite a big field. I'm not going to show a lot of the contracts today because we've got a lot of work to be done up at the farm. Or should I say, hedging our bets for winter. Just getting it all sorted out. Just unfolding the plough there, so we'll just set this off and then we'll head on up to the new area that we've been building. At the end of last episode we had put in the maple leaf plantation, we had put in the hydroponic greenhouses and the ordinary greenhouses. We put a little bit of gravel around each of those. The sheep pen had not been installed yet, so I'm hoping by the time we get back up there now that there would have been some movement on the sheep barn. There we go, yeah, it's finished. Fantastic. Let's just get up there and have a quick look at it. We've got some cover for the sheep during the winter. Still got a bit of outside grazing if the snow doesn't come in too badly. Of course we'll feed in the front. So I haven't put in all the other roads and as yet. I'll do that as we go along. Right now I've just had a phone call from the land agent. They've got a piece of land for me to have a look at. I did have a little chat to the bank manager and I can get a bank loan secured by the two pieces of property that I have, the actual homestead and the new piece of land, up to $110,000. So this field, yeah, it's a reasonable size, a field 14 there. Yeah, I'm going to buy that. So we've taken the mortgage and the field is ours. $116,000 worth. Right, so flex May, very, very short planting season. So we have to have this field ready by May. It's a pity it came out now because it's kind of tied up a lot of cash flow for quite a few months. Nothing we can do about that. It has put a bit of pressure on the old bank balance. We're just down to 17,000. Let's put a worker on this field. Got a little bit stuck. We'll get that all settled off. Get them going and doing the up and downs and what have you. We've got another smaller field to do after that. Right, so it's time for us to start getting these greenhouses working. First thing that we need is we have to put water into them. There are other ingredients that need to go in as well, which we'll work on during the course of the day. But first of all, we need a water tanker. This is my go-to water tanker. Very cheap, $2,500. It's basically our old bulk tank that we had lying around in the farm that's been converted to put onto a chassis and takes 10,000 litres. Yeah, so we got into a bit of trouble with the Environmental Agency. I was just popping along to the little dam stroke lake and pumping directly from the lake. They weren't too happy with that. Apparently a bit worried about the ecology around the area and the soil erosion that might happen with continued driving in and out. And this is basically what I was doing. I had done quite a few trips already. By the time they came around, somebody must have reported me. But apparently, well, as they mentioned, and I didn't think about it, and I've driven past it many times, but there's an actual pump just outside the front gate that I can use, and that of course would negate all of the problems. Right, so this is the reason why I haven't put the roads in yet, because I am basically just been trying to work out what the routes are going to be for driving in and out. And of course, if I do it enough times, I get a good idea of the natural route that I would take to deliver water and product to the greenhouses. And then I'll put the roads in according to that, and then build around that. Down the line, I also want to put in a few sheds, just to be able to put some of the equipment away during the winter time. So I don't think I'll be able to put everything away, but the big stuff, the machinery and that, should be undercover in the evenings and such. Well, we'll go and try out that new, well, it's not a new water pump, it's been there all along. What I forgot to ask them is whether it's going to cost us anything. We'll have to find out, but whatever it does cost, we'll have to just live with it. Yeah, so right here, I don't know how many times I've driven past it, and I wouldn't say I haven't taken notice of it, I just didn't think about it when I just thought, oh, there's lots of water there, we just go and pump it out. Well, they didn't find me or anything like that, they were very agreeable about it, should I say. They were nice. They pointed out the errors of my ways. They gave me a warning. Should I continue, of course, they would come down a ton of bricks on me. It does seem to fill up fairly quickly, and it doesn't look like it's taking any money out of my account. So yeah, bonus. It's not that far away. Probably the same distance that I would have had to travel pumping it out. I just think it pumped out. My pump on this trailer is a little bit more powerful than this pump, but got to look after our environment as much as anything else. And on top of that, I don't actually own the little bit of land that I was on there as well, so it could also have been a little bit of their nickel. Well, I mean, we have to have people that go after these things. What can one say? You know, you've just got to do the right thing. I wasn't doing the right thing. I am doing it now. The other thing I want you to watch is as I try to stop this thing, because there's 10,000 litres on here, it really puts a bit of pressure on my brakes of this little tractor. Watch this. You have to be a little bit more careful of that and coming a little bit slower. You don't want to be driving into too many things. So I think that's pretty much all the greenhouses watered now. I don't think I filled them up completely, but I put enough water in there to keep things going. We'll park this up, and then we'll put in a few roads. Right, so we can see more or less where our track is, so we'll start with that, and then we'll work our way up as we develop the area. Just to the left of there you saw the grain silo that we put in for the for the store to deliver product to us. So pretty much anything that can be bought from the store in terms of seeds, and fertilizers, etc. Except liquid fertilizer, it doesn't do liquid. They can't bring in liquid fertilizer there, but all the sort of dry product I can get from there. I can also buy any additional inputs, so like wheat. If I do chickens eventually, I'm thinking about putting a farm shop in as well, so or a farm stall at least. But first things first, and of course because we don't have any grass fields, we're going to have to buy in hay to feed the sheep. We'll put in a few sheep. We'll try and breed our sheep at so we'll start with maybe 2 or 4. I'm not sure exactly. We'll see what the money's like when we get to do that, and then we'll just breed the flock up so that by the time we're ready to start the milling production or the clothing production line, we'll have wool to put into it as well. The next thing we need is a trailer. I think we'll just get the small one, just 4,000 capacity. I think it'll be enough just to cart around the farm. It's about 9,000. It's going to take the bulk of our money. In any case, we've got to get going. We've got the contract money to come in. I think it's probably about I can't remember how much it was, but it's probably between 25 and 30,000 to come in by the end of the day for the contracts. So that'll keep us solvent. Just loving how the shape is starting to change as we drive up to the farm. New little things to let us know we are getting back to our place as we drive down back from the town and the shop. Yeah, it's coming along. Still a little bit rustic. Mustn't forget, I think we've got some, not sure, got some product in the silo. I'll have to check it up. Right, so we finished the first field. That brought in a little bit of money. You can see we're back up to 21,000. We've got this other smallish field done. Pretty much the contracts have already started drying up. That's most probably going to be the last contract for the season. Let's just fill up with some seed and get some seed into the greenhouses. So I'll try and just separate this 4,000 out amongst the 4 greenhouses. I think they take all seeds. I certainly know these first 2 do. Not sure about the hydroponics, but whether they need seed. They might be planted from saplings. They have to have a chat. I've still got to look through all the gumps that the guys have put it in, because they did put a crop in. I can't remember if it was tomatoes that we're going to be doing. Tomatoes and lettuce in the hydroponics, yeah, for the restaurant trade. No, it doesn't seem like it needs seed. Let's have a check up. No, just water and liquid fertilizer we have to put in. Liquid fertilizer, so we'll have to get that from the shop. We'll get that a little bit later, so we might as well put the rest of the seed into these two greenhouses, and then we'll need to get some manure and eventually some lime for these 2 basic greenhouses. And I think that we will do think we'll do... Oh, I'm not sure. Not sure what product we'll do. We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that later on. Right. Let's go and get some manure and put some manure into these. It's quite handy that to have the store just fill up our silo on the farm. It does cost a bit. I mean, we still have to pay for it, but really they are inputs. So we buy our manure. Sheep don't generate manure or anything like that, so I'm not sure that I'll do cattle or cows. Our main aim is to get the flaxseed production going, to get it milled, to get it spun, should I say, and then to convert the fabric into clothing. That's our main game. So I have no real problems with buying in product to keep us afloat. This winter is going to be crucial. It's kind of going to be make or break. A field opportunity to buy that field kind of came at really the wrong time. But you know, when the opportunities arise, you've got to take them. You've got to go for it. It's pointless sitting around waiting around to see if the price would drop or anything like that in the between now and then panicking around just before planting season for flaxseed. And as I showed you, flaxseed has got such a short planting period. It's only got a month planting period. So we want to have that field all ready to go, limed up. It is already ploughed, limed up, and ready for planting. I might even cultivate it just after it's been limed, just to put one extra stage in there. Right, so I just put some hay into the sheep barn. Get that all ready. Sheep should be arriving later on this afternoon. I've decided to go for 4. We'll start with 4 sheep, and then we'll build it up. The pen can hold 40, so we'll gradually build it up as required. Remembering to go to the water pump. We'll go and get some water for the sheep. Not sure when the sheep will arrive, but they'll arrive during the course of the day. They'll be here by the end of the day. Yeah, I just spun around so that I could get a better angle. So I think we'll gravel over this whole area in the front of the sheep pen, because we'll be in and out of here all the time. Yeah, so let's just get that done. Yeah, I'm not going to just gravel over the whole lot, because I want to make it look reasonable as well. So I want to have some sort of greenery and shrubbery once I've got everything going. Right, so let's go and have a look and see here. Right, what are we going to do here? Yeah, so I think we're going to do... Not sure, they're putting carrot crops, I think. I think we'll do carrot crops in there. But, yeah, we still require lime there. So I think we'll do all the oats, and I think we can do a bit of cotton growing. Won't be a huge amount, but we can put that into our spinnery as well. So we'll grow a little bit of cotton in the greenhouses. They're nice and big. And in the other one we'll I think we'll grow oil crops, so sunflowers more than likely, and we'll sell that onto the oil mill. I don't think we'll get involved in the production on that side. As I said, we're concentrating solely on becoming textile barons at the end of the day. So the lime's not very expensive. Put a load into each of these, and then we'll get those productions started, so that hopefully we can have some product in the next month to sell, because I don't think we're going to have any contracts. Yeah, so as I've mentioned, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. We're not going to get any income from the sheep. That's going to be just purely an outflow. Luckily the expenses shouldn't be too much. We're going to have to, of course, cover our mortgage every month for a field that is not producing yet, but it will in time. Right, I've decided to put in this barn up in the corner. It's very deep. We can get a lot of different implements in there. It's a little bit narrow. I don't think it's going to take the, well, I know it's not going to take the combine harvester, but I have discovered that because we're not going to be storing bales in the sheep pen, where our bale storage would normally be in the sheep pen, combine harvester fits in very nicely in there. So that's where it will winter. For now, that is. I did approach the neighbours to see if they could take, if I could store anything on their farms, but of course they all also have the same problem as I do. They need to get stuff under cover. So we'll put some of the machinery into that barn. Let's get some lighting up. We're going to have to be working in the dark in the early mornings, and not late into the evening, I don't envisage, but certainly after dark we'll have to keep some sort of productive hours, so we'll need some sort of lighting. So I think we'll put in 3 floodlights and just see whether that's enough. I haven't put anything in the maple leaf area at this stage. I'll leave that for now, because I think we'll work on that during the daylight hours if there's any work to be done there. Alright, so that's a third one in. It's coming along. Let's gravel up in front of this barn, because I'm pretty sure that if we don't put this hardcore down, we'll pretty much be getting stuck in the winter time. Things are starting to take shape. It's by no means the finished article yet. In the next month or so, during the early months of winter, hopefully we'll be making a little bit of extra money as well, and we can put in a farm shop, and we'll have to put in an outlet for our maple syrup once the production of that starts. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, so we still need to do the liquid fertilizer for the hydroponics. Pop down to the store, and we'll just put 2,000 litres into each of them, get it going. Not sure how much is going to be used. A little bit of trial and error to start with. Also, we didn't have a lot of money. We're down to $700 in the account. Luckily, we've still got a little bit to come in from the second contract that we're doing, the ploughing of field just across the road from here. Actually, the worker says he's just about finished that. I'll have to just go and set him off. I think we have got a little bit to plough up on the other side of the ditch on that side. You'll see as when we go back. Right, so we had a little bit of a problem because I couldn't work it out, but the greenhouses weren't taking the liquid fertilizer directly from the ICB tank, so I've had to put it into the water trailer. So I'm going to have to buy a new water trailer now. I just didn't have enough money to buy a new specific trailer for that, so I've converted the water trailer to take the fertilizer, and that seems to have worked. Yeah, so we've done carob crops in that one. So seed, lime and manure, and we'll get oats, sorghum, wheat, and oil crops in the other one. As I said, we're just finishing off this little field now. So this is the little section that I was talking about earlier on. The worker wasn't sure whether they needed to do it or not. So I just popped up and I finished it off myself. And that's all done. So we're about to get a bit of cash flow back in. We need to keep a little bit of cash flow overnight to pay for the mortgage, etc. So it's not a huge amount. We're up to about 4,000. We'll hold our breath overnight, see what happens. Let's get this up to the farm. Beautiful sunset. It does look nice, these autumnal colours and the sky looking fantastic. Right, so yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun. So I brought this in and I couldn't work it out. It was just not taking anything. So I thought, oh, I'm missing the trigger. What's going on? So I thought, well, maybe I need to be on the other side. So I spun around. And if you look up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see my mistake. I spent ages trying to get this liquid fertilizer out. Eventually I clicked. I was, of course, didn't have the trailer selected. So if I'd just hit the offload button, it would have offloaded. The times I've done that playing this game, and it catches me every time. You think I'd learn. I just thought I'd show you my wanderings around here, just so you can have a little chuckle as we get to the end of this video. Oh, well, there we go. We eventually worked it out. Yay! Well done. Alright. Okay, that's where we're going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll leave you with a little bit on the inside of this hydroponics, showing you what it's like. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and cheerio.